Hey everybody, welcome back to All Things Jonny. Thanks for joining me. Hey, it's been quite a while since I released a YouTube video. And there's a couple of reasons for that, which I think I'm going to get into in another video. Today I really wanted to talk about the chicken coop, and I wanted to bring that series to a close because there's a lot has happened in the last few months. So the last video that you would have saw was some of the construction of the chicken coop, and admittedly, I finished the build off camera, and we moved 8 Rhode Island Reds into there, and they have been living with us now for the last several months, and really have become pets to us. They're wonderful animals that love to be touched, love to be petted, picked up. They just got wonderful personalities, and they poop breakfast, which is great. So we love that. They slowed down a little bit in the beginning of winter, but they seem to be ramping up, even though, even last night was a little bit of a snowstorm, really, really high winds, and a really deep cold. Everything's really frozen out there today. But they seem to be ramping up production again. So I don't really understand when and where they take breaks, but anyway, anytime that there's breakfast ready for me on the floor of that chicken coop, I'm good to go. So let me tell you about the build. We finished off by constructing that front wall and putting the door in. We also put the laying boxes, which they're not using. I'll get back to that. We then installed a vent for the roof, because it's very important to vent your chicken coop. Then we installed some insulation and some OSB, not necessarily for our value, but we definitely wanted a windbreak to happen there, so that the chickens didn't freeze with the wind hitting them. It is a leaky old barn that we converted, so we just wanted to make sure that they were going to be as warm as possible to be able to use their body heat to the fullest of their ability. So we finished that. We installed some electrical in there. We've got the lights on a timers to simulate daytime, especially in the darker months where we don't have as much daylight in Eastern Canada. It can get dark. It can stay dark here until sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it starts to get dark again around 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So that's just during the winter months. So there's something within their clock that they need to have that simulated daylight and have to have those consistent hours during the day. So that they think that everything is normal, and they'll lay normally if they're doing that. In addition to the hens, we also have 2 ducks. We started with one, and he's Duckbert. As you can see here, he's an awesome duck with a lot of personality. Now, he doesn't quack. I guess that's indicative to his breed. And you'll notice that he's got a crooked neck. I think they call that spry neck or spray neck. It is a condition that he has due to an injury. When we brought him home, he was mixed in with a bunch of meat kings, and the meat kings kind of beat him up. So we had to nurse him back to health, but I assure you now he's a happy duck that eats us out of house and home, drinks, he swims, he plays, he loves to be picked up, he loves to be touched, he loves to be patted. He's got a wonderful personality. The other duck that we have is Hitch. Now, you have to chase him to get him. And once you get him, he's really calm in your arms. He does kind of give you the stink eye the entire time that you're looking at him, like, when are you going to put me down, or what are you going to do to me? But he's a runner. I guess that's kind of indicative to the breed. He just doesn't. He's cool with human interaction. He loves when you're feeding him, giving him water, doing all that stuff. He'll stay close to you. But the minute that you give that gesture that you're going to come down and pick him up, boom, he's gone. So you got to corner him if you want to give him a little snuggle. And I don't think he particularly likes it, but we kind of leave him alone a little bit. Now, we put the ducks in the front section of the coop, which was really supposed to just be a utility area where we kept the pitchforks and the feed and the wood chips and hay and whatever we needed to keep there. But we noticed that the birds were not getting along, the hens and the ducks not getting along when they're in enclosed areas. They seem to do fine when they're free range outside because we let them out every day. Well, every day that's nice, not on a freezing day like today. But we'll let them out every day and they roam the yard completely free. You know, at dusk, you know, in the summertime can be 9 o'clock in the evening. They'll head right back to the coop. It's really cool to watch it. You know, they just have that natural instinct to do that type of thing. So we had to separate them when they were in, because we don't want any of our birds getting hurt, because they're just like pets to us. Like, you know, I'm sure at some point in time we're going to have to deal with, you know, one of them leaving us, or you know, God forbid a predator gets in there and hurts them. So we'll have to deal with those kind of things. But man, they have become parts of the family, and everybody loves them. Bean has most of them named. She's got one in particular that she really loves. Hey, buddy. Hey, Moose. So yeah, it's a really cool adventure. So that kind of brings us to the end of the chicken coop. You know, it's built, it's working well. There's one thing that kind of is puzzling, and if any of you guys are professional chicken people, I'm wondering why the chickens won't use the laying boxes that we've built. Now, they seem to be a good dimension. They you know, they nice and snuggly, nice and cozy. We always have bedding in them. It's not a height that they can't jump to. It's probably only 12 inches off the floor. And frankly, on a hungry day, when they're hungry and I go in there and I open up that laying bin to see if there's anything in it, some of the chickens will try to get out that way. So I know that they can get up there. But they just seem to be laying in kind of one corner of the coop. I mean, rarely they lay all over the place. It's mostly in one corner that they all go to, which is fine, I guess. But I was just curious as to why they aren't using the. I thought that they wanted to be confined in there. Maybe the laying bins have to be ground level. I don't really know. But we built this really slick section where you can open up the back, and then you wouldn't have to go into the coop to get the eggs. And I just thought that was going to work, but it seems to be the only thing that's not really working about our chicken coop setup. So that's a little bit strange. So yeah, that brings us kind of to the end of the chicken coop series, which was a lot of fun. I'm going to be regular Farmer Johnny now because Mrs. A is working full time now. And you know, she really enjoys what she does. But, you know, coming home after a long day's work, you know, she'll want to tinker and play in the garden as stress relief, and that she's not going to want to work. So a lot of it during the day will be up to me to make sure that you know, things are getting done and things are progressing. So really excited about that. We're also going to build a new herb garden this year out of some chimney brick that we removed from the house. It's been up there for a couple of years, but we didn't use mortar, and we just stacked the bricks. Well, they've all kind of caved in now, and it's time for us to get some mortar out there and replant our herbs and stuff. So we've got a lot of video content that is coming your way. We are not professional homesteaders. We don't know necessarily what we're doing. We try our best to use, you know, common sense, and we try to do things that we think are going to work right. We try to do our research. We follow lots of other YouTubers out there to learn how to build things and to make things work. So it's definitely a labor of love, and we love this way of life. And we've got the perfect property to do it right out here next to the river. Almost 5 acres of property that you know, that we can roam. And so listen, thanks for joining me on this episode of All Things Jonny. I'm happy to have concluded the chicken coop storyline, the series. I apologize that I haven't been around for quite a while, but I do have the spark to get back to it and to get some good content out there, regardless of how many clicks and views I get and all that other garbage. Making YouTube videos has really been a source of stress relief for me and a real source of joy. So I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. So hey, listen, until the next time, take care of one another, and I'll see you on the next episode of All Things Jonny. Okay, I know I said that I wasn't concerned about clicks, but like and share anyway, just, in case somebody else wants to see the video. And, they could like and share it too, and they could subscribe and tell their friends about it and all that stuff. I don't care about the clicks, but like and subscribe.